what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Keeping it 8 more than 92. It's episode 100 of Theoretically Speaking. Thanks for kicking it with us for so long. But most importantly, thank you, football, for returning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is a celebratory day here at ESPN West Palm in our Evan Cohen studios in our City Place office here. C-Cat, who's on the ones and twos over there on the other side of the glass, he's sporting his Justin Tucker Baltimore Ravens jersey. J Tuck. I mean, the only team, literally the only team of all 32 teams in the National Football League where there's like a bunch of dudes in the stands with a kicker's jersey on. I do think, though, this year, the Kansas City Chiefs might match you.
Hot calling the kettle black, my friend. We got two very famous kickers representing the show.
Well, the thing is, as great as Harrison Butker has been, and he got his well-earned money this offseason from the Chiefs, he's been like the number 2 or 3 kicker in the league, for the past 3 or 4 years. There would have never been many Butker jerseys in the stands. But then he took a stand at the stand, and then here we are. So you're right. My Chiefs, your Ravens, both represented very well by their kickers, and also both facing off tonight to open up the NFL season. Thursday Night Football, an 8:20 kickoff on NBC. It's back. It's happening. I got the vibes flowing through me. I'm feeling good. My wife, Ashley, she hooked us up with like a celebration, a surprise here. You see right behind me, if you're on the YouTube stream, we have the 100 balloons behind us. We got cupcakes. We got champagne bottles to pop as well. And I know a little something about champagne. Because for the past couple of years, C-Cat, my team out of Arrowhead Stadium, those Kansas City Chiefs, where they're going to open up the NFL season tonight, well, they have left me popping bottles at the crib in celebration of watching them. So, again, a joyous occasion whenever I see a champagne bottle, especially on a football day, but no better day than today. You say, C-Cat, that this is the best time of the year, the best day on the football calendar, because it's all in front of us. You're not going to be able to say that tomorrow.
Yeah, I love having my cake. I don't like eating my cake. I like knowing that we have got 18 weeks of NFL football ahead of us and the rest of the college football season ahead of us. And we already have college football games to talk about. This is why this is the happiest I'll ever be. Your hopes are as high as they can be. The Baltimore Ravens have not disappointed me in the playoffs. I haven't lost too much money betting on the games yet. I'm happy.
If you were to say like between like even kill right in the middle, super duper optimistic, and then like on the other end is like, the heftiest pessimist, Ken Levicka, our friend and our former colleague here that we used to rock it with on these airwaves, he was like way closer to the pessimistic side. I feel like I'm way closer to the optimistic side. Where does C-Cat fall on that scale?
In terms of the teams I root for?
No, just in general, like general demeanor as a sports fan, as a person who contextualizes events. Just like, what's your general perspective on things? Are you more optimistic, pessimistic, or are you kind of even kill? Because you don't seem very shakeable.
On the Dorsey to Theo, or the Dorsey to the Levicka scale, I'm probably between you two. You guys are definitely on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But I can flush away a loss. I can. It takes me a day or two, but I don't continuously think about it. Maybe in conversation, it's really easy to think about the losses and think about the failures of the teams that I root for. But you know what? I don't crash out too hard. There's evidence of the opposite at the end of last year's AFC Championship game, but I kind of keep it an even keel on the next day.
I would love to have known exactly what your reaction was to that, and maybe I'll get a preview of it tonight because we will be watching Chiefs-Ravens tonight at the Duffy Sports Grill in Delray Beach. What are the crossroads again, C-Cat?
Linton
and
Federal.
Linton and Federal.
The only Duffy's in Delray.
Yes, it's literally that's why I didn't care to check the crossroads. I just type in Duffy's Delray into my maps, and it takes me right there. So we'll be there tonight to watch. We'll be there interacting with fans. It's going to be the Ravens flock. They're going to be in there deep, super deep. And most importantly for that, you're talking about how you reacted to the AFC Championship game. Obviously, there's going to be all kinds of overreactions that come out of week one of the NFL. And the problem with overreactions is usually people have a certain perspective, right? Your line of how you feel about things, how you see things, how you view things is like right about here, right in front of where your eyes are. Well, when one data point, if your sample size is that small, one data point can just totally overhaul everything you think about a season, a person, or anything, right? Like you can't just take one data point and roll with it, but that's what we're going to do tonight. And I think that's also what a lot of people have been doing with the Miami Dolphins out there at Hard Rock Stadium. You know, I get it. I understand why you would be a person that would say these Dolphins, they don't move me. The Miami Dolphins are a team that I don't believe in when it comes to going deep into playoffs, when it comes to competing against teams that are that fancy themselves as contenders in the NFL. And also, maybe you just don't think the whole operation they have is very promising, is very threatening when it comes from Mike McDaniel or Tua Tagovailoa, and really that plethora of speed that they have around him on that offense. But I would beg to differ here. I think the general public has lined up and have taken shots at this Dolphins team in a way that I think has now gone too far. We've passed that threshold of, yeah, this is a fun team. They won't contend, to where now there's people that are outright out on the Dolphins, out on the extension that Tua Tagovailoa got this year. And I believe this season, I asked the question on Twitter, I asked it also on Instagram, who is going to prove everybody wrong this season in the NFL? Which squad, which player, which coach is going to perform at a level, execute in a way that has literally everybody like, damn, I cannot believe I was that out on this guy, that team, that player. And to me, it's Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. You can't take the one data point of last year's playoff loss, the wild card loss against the Chiefs in the and I'm not blaming the conditions because it was cold for both teams, but it was super cold that day at Arrowhead Stadium. It was also against the Kansas City Chiefs team that would go on to literally go on the toughest trek we've seen a Super Bowl winning team go on. They will go on to win at Buffalo as underdogs, at Baltimore as underdogs. Sorry about that, C-Cat.
It's okay.
And then in the Super Bowl against the San Francisco 49ers, a team that was so stacked, so heavily competitive, a team that had such a positive EPA, estimated points added, when you talk about the defense and offense, that when you add up what the Chiefs went through, the Niners, the Bills, the Ravens, and also even the Dolphins, that was the toughest trek we've seen a team go on. And Patrick Mahomes did that with a bunch of receivers and weapons that were not up to par. That Chiefs team was dominant. Don't look at the Dolphins losing that one game with a depleted defense, with a roster that had, at that point in the season, lost so much talent on that side of the ball, it was hard for them to even stop a nosebleed. Don't take that one data point and try and put limitations on this Miami Dolphins team. They have a few things going for them right now. They have confidence in themselves. They've got continuity because year after year, this squad has now been together. This is Tua's third year going into it with Mike McDaniel. And you know what else they got, C-Cat, according to Tua himself?
What's that?
They got that it factor.
I'm curious for you, at what moment kind of did you realize that you had gained the respect of the team as a vocal leader?
Like the it factor? I've had the it factor. No, I've had the it factor.
What is that?
Yeah, to reassure you at the end. You laugh, but I do.
She didn't mention it factor in her question. And by the way, this is from Tua Tagovailoa's press appearance. He speaks every Wednesday to the media, and this is from yesterday. Tua at the podium asked about when he gained the confidence of his team. He volunteers it factors, and it felt very Russell Wilson-y to me.
Yes.
Right?
You can't say that. Other people should tell you that you have the hit factor. You can't manufacture that. It's like coming up with your own nickname.
Just when I was starting to try to buy in, just when I was starting to try to make this case for the Dolphins, things like that are what kind of peel that curtain back to me of, okay, I see why y'all are out on the Dolphins. I see why you don't understand why the amount of juice they have in that offense, as well as this year with Jalen Phillips coming back, with Jalen Ramsey as the corner out there, having a full season now, a full offseason to work and train with the Dolphins. And also, you're going to hope that you get some production out of your first-round pick, Chop Robinson, right? Like, there's reasons to be optimistic about the Dolphins on defense, that they'll be better than they were on the back half of last year. But then there's also reasons to kind of, get a sick taste in your mouth when you hear Tua say things like that. But it would never drive me to the point of where the big homie, and again, this guy's like fam to me. I rock with him, unsportsmanlike, every morning, 6 to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday with Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman. My guy, the Super Bowl champion, Chris Canty. It would never drive me to this point, which, again, he tees off on Tua at any given moment. He's like some of the trolls on Twitter at some times, and here he was yesterday just, again, tearing down on a guy that literally led the league in passing yards last year.
The guy's only had one healthy season in 4 years in the National Football League, and you might have heard me say this before, but he's never won a division. He's never won a playoff game. He had a 3-game lead in the win column with 5 weeks to go in the regular season and blew it to the Buffalo Bills, lost to them on his home field in Week 18. What are we talking about? There's plenty to be skeptical of Tua about.
There's a lot to be skeptical about, but there's also a lot to be optimistic about. There's a lot to be shown that I believe Tua and the Dolphins will show this year. Will they win a playoff game? I don't think so. Right? But I don't think that's the barometer for if they are a good team, if they are a successful team, because the AFC is just so damn stacked. It's a loaded question to ask in September if the Miami Dolphins can win in the playoffs, because first of all, I don't know where they're going to be playing at. I don't know the health of them or their opponent. And also, when I look at the AFC, you got the Chiefs, you got the Ravens, you got the Texans, you got potentially in their own division the threat of the Bills and the Jets. You got the Bengals. The Browns might be good this year. There's so many good teams in the AFC. Like, how many do you feel confident about? Before the NFL season starts, C-Cat, how many AFC teams would you confidently say this team will not only make the playoffs, but win at least one game?
I mean, you can only confidently say that about the Chiefs, in all honesty, because the Chiefs and whoever's lucky enough to not have to play the Chiefs in their round of the playoffs, they're going to get a win. So it's uncomfortable to say that. You can kind of say that about a couple of different NFC teams.
Yeah.
The teams you rattled off, I think I agree with you, that are going to be certified good NFL teams.
Yeah.
Maybe not win a playoff game.
That's true. I didn't think about that. So, because you don't feel confident right now, as good as the Texans are, as much of an improvement we expect DeMeco Ryans to have that defense on next year, it's easy to say they'll make the playoffs. It's hard to guarantee they're going to win.
It's almost like the college football argument before the 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
Where just because you're in a stacked conference with 2 Titans at the top of your conference and you don't make it to the conference championship game, you don't make a ripple in the college football playoff, that doesn't mean that you have a garbage program that needs to fire their coach. And I'm projecting heavily right now. I don't mean to bring this about my team.
Oh, forgot. Hold on. Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes. Where's my This guy's a Penn State fan.
Exactly. Penn State's in a conference with Ohio State and Michigan, and they can't beat either of the 2 teams.
Where's Mike Rizzo when you need him?
That doesn't mean Penn State stinks and is awful as a program. It means they kind of drew a bad set of cards. By playing in the AFC at the quarterback position, by playing with your football team in the AFC, you're kind of behind the 8 ball because of how many other contenders for a Super Bowl there already are in your conference.
I agreed with you up to the point where I realized you were caping for your own alma mater, Penn State. I will say this, and again, a big happy 100 shows if you're on YouTube right there. We made it up there to the top century mark. Woo! Let's go, theoretically speaking. I will say this. At some point, that streak has to end for the Dolphins. You don't go firing Mike McDaniel, who they did end up, for Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins' sake, I'm glad that they extended him out to, to 3 more years, extending him out to where Tua contract is going to end as well. You don't go firing your coach. You don't go looking for a new quarterback just because you can't get over the hump of winning a playoff game. That streak is embarrassing, or let's call it a drought of 24 straight years of not winning a playoff game. But that streak is not going anywhere if you're going to be in this loaded conference right now, which you can't change. And also, this, to me, is the year where the Miami Dolphins prove themselves to be a sustainable team that can compete at a high level. They'll beat playoff teams in the regular season. They'll prove to be good on both sides of the ball. Mike McDaniel's going to take another step. Tua, who, again, this is now year 3 for Tua. He led the league in passing last year. Here's Tua again from yesterday. Here he is talking about how, as good as he looked as a leader, as a point guard of that offense last year, and he played all 17 games. He proved the health thing right. Now that he's got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle locked back up, Odell Beckham Jr. coming who knows when, and you got a load of running backs in the backfield, the dude is feeling even more good.
I think I'm seeing it a lot better. It's a little clearer than it was last year. It's a little clearer than it was the year before.
He's feeling better than he was last year. Just like your quarterback, Lamar Jackson, Tua Tagovailoa shed some weight this year so he can be a little bit more shifty, a little more mobile, because that was a part of the detriment for him. That he loaded up so he could be healthy, and it made him more of a statue, which we've already talked about. The statue quarterback in the NFL today is obsolete. There are no more. And if you are one, it's because you're about 40 years old. You're so damn good at moving the defense with your eyes, having a big arm like a Matthew Stafford, or also just a genius up top. Like, there's barely any quarterbacks coming into the league today that can't move around. Tua's going to be able to move a little better. Tua has more of a command over this offense now. His weapons are locked up long-term. He's locked up long-term. His coach locked up long-term. There's something to be said about continuity. The Texans are injecting Stephon Diggs into this thing. They've only got 2 years now, 1 year in the fold. This is year 2 for them. The Bills just got rid of like 800 targets from Josh Allen. There's something to be said about continuity. The Dolphins are going to be the team, and Tua Tagovailoa, specifically at quarterback, is going to be the guy who proves everybody wrong this year, and I'm calling it right here. Literally on the day that the NFL season opens up, I'm calling it right here to you now because I don't want y'all having this revisionist history stuff. I hate when y'all wait until it's happening and then you get on the train. I told y'all before Anthony Edwards became a big deal how big the dude was going to be. I told y'all before J.J. Redick got that Lakers job that was locked, sealed, and delivered. I told you a lot of things. That's just NBA stuff. I've been talking football stuff too. I told you about the Canes in the preseason here. Now everybody's on the Heisman train with Cam Ward. Listen now. Tua is going to prove something to you that you didn't think he had in you. Who in the NFL or what is going to prove the most this year? Prove the most people wrong. 100 episodes in and I can't even get my words out. Who in the NFL is going to prove the most people wrong this year coming into the 2024 season as we kick things off on Thursday Night Football? Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. That's the number to call into the show. You feel it on your heart. You want to say it right now. You know what's up. Who do you think is going to prove somebody wrong this year in the NFL? And call it today. Don't wait until it happens, because if you wait until it happens, you're a coward. 888-760-3776. That's the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is the start the kickoff of the NFL season. If you're not pumped up for the day, if you don't have the blood just churning through your veins right now like I do, if you're not excited, if you're not getting going like me and C-Cat are going to do when we go to Duffy Sports Grill tonight off of Linton and Federal. I know the crossroads. Don't try me. Linton and Federal out there in Delray Beach to watch some football. I don't know what's in you. I don't know what you got. What do you need? What else do you need to get optimistic, to get energetic, to get pumped up for a show or a day than having NFL football return with Chris Collinsworth singing the praises of Patrick Mahomes going up against Lamar Jackson? And one of the things that gets lost on this, really good offenses, really electric offenses, and really big named quarterbacks in Mahomes and Lamar, who are the 1 and 2 in the NFL right now. We've already settled that here on Theoretically Speaking. But also, the Chiefs and the Ravens had the top 2 scoring defenses last year as well. This is going to be a dogfight. These are 2 playoff teams, 2 teams that met in the AFC Championship game that don't want to give up any ground to each other. And the X factor, the dude I'm most afraid of as a Chiefs fan, 22. Is he wearing 2 or 22 with the Ravens, Derrick Henry?
I believe it's 22.
22. Derrick Henry, who has torched the Chiefs pretty much every time he's faced them, whether that be with the Tennessee Titans or literally, I guess it was just only with the Tennessee Titans. So hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Who is going to prove the most people wrong when it comes to this NFL season? I got Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins doing it because I think the hate has gotten a little too great. Pump the brakes. We got our guy, Matt in Wellington.
Mike.
Matt is – oh, sorry, Matt. Sorry, Mike. Mike, you're in Wellington. Mike, you're on Theoretically Speaking. Theoretically, I can get your name right if I could read. Who do you think is going to prove the most people wrong here in the NFL today?
Hey, what's going on, Theo? Happy opening day, gentlemen. Today's a good day.
Yes.
Theo, just a shout out. I missed listening to you and Ken at the the old 12 o'clock hour last year. So I've been listening a long time. Just want to say appreciate everything. I think honestly, I might be doing a big shot in the dark here, but I think Caleb's going to prove a lot of people wrong. I think he's been set up really well as a rookie over there in Chicago with the weapons that have been around him. I know he's getting a lot of hate, but I think he's really going to prove a lot of people wrong and have a really good year. I see him finishing as a top 10 quarterback this year. I don't know if you agree on my take, but I wanted y'all to just talk about that. Let me know what you think about that.
Mike, I appreciate the call right there. And if you've been tapped in with Theoretically Speaking, C-Cat, do I agree with that take or do I agree with that take?
I mean, you've been giving Caleb Williams his flowers that he asks for.
I mean, like, literally that he asked for. Did Caleb ask for flowers? Is that what you're insinuating?
A little bit.
Yeah, he might be a guy that would accept some flowers. He's, he kicks it. He kicks it. He's a little, he's cool with that kind of stuff. But Caleb Williams, he is the guy. A Heisman winning quarterback, the real prince that was promised, and he was set up so perfectly by the Chicago Bears, getting him all those weapons. I'm all the way in. The one thing I will push back on with Mike in Wellington is I haven't really heard detractors. Like, yeah, people hate on him because he paints his nails. Yeah, people might think that the Bears aren't going to be good enough because they're the Bears. But you can't give me a real solid counterpoint as to how the Bears won't be good this year and how they won't smash that win total of 8.5. It's not happening.
It's just a division, right? Tough division. Lions were good last year. Jordan Love got paid. You assume the Packers are going to be good this year. That's the only reason I can think the Bears could maybe fall short of what we expect them to do.
I get it. I get any kind of because everybody don't got to be a believer, right? Like, some people going to hate, some people are going to detract, some people are just not going to have it within them to have the faith. But boy, can I tell you, same way when I talked to Cam Ward this offseason, I said, oh, that guy's going to be a guy. Caleb Williams is going to be that dude in the NFL instantly, and people that aren't believers are going to be eating their words. We have Joe in Jupiter. Joe's in Jupiter. He's on Theoretically Speaking, and I would assume Joe, who is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, is going to have something Dallas-related. Joe, who do you think is going to prove most people wrong in the NFL this year, Joe?
First of all, congratulations on your new time slot.
Appreciate it, man.
Love it that I can tune in. It's kind of hard sometimes to do that 5 to 6, but I'm going to be listening every day now. So
yeah. Hey, Joe. First off, before you go, that in itself warms my heart. It's episode 100. Having Joe and Jupiter back on the show, back chopping it up often, that warms my heart. So me and C-Cat excited about that. who do you think is going to, again, prove the most people wrong, though, in the NFL today?
You think I'm going to come on here and say, yeah, the Cowboys are going to go 13-4 and win the Super Bowl? You know what? I'm done with that.
Whoa.
I'm very interested in wanting them to do the best that they can. But after 30 years of misery, I'm going to say anybody predicting the Cowboys to do that is wrong. They're going to go probably 2-6 to start the season. Very tough schedule. Dak's going to play out his contract and be with another team next year. That's my prediction. McCarthy will be gone. I hate to say this, but I'm through being put to the misery. I'm going to wish for their victories, but they're going to lose on Sunday probably. And I hate to say it. It pains me, as you know.
Joe, that you know what?
I mean, what do I do? Do I go with the Texans? Do I become a Texans
I get it.
fan?
No, Joe.
What happened, Joe?
Joe, stop. We're going to look, first off, appreciate the call. Let's get him up. Let's get Joe off. He needs time to breathe. He needs time to think. Now, for people that don't know Joe in Jupiter, he's an emotional dude at times. He has his ups and downs with his Dallas teams, right? He's been through a lot. He had to see the Mavericks lose the finals last year. I mean, but he's never questioned his fandom with the Dallas Cowboys. I hope that Michelle Smallman's journey picking the Packers, I hope that my journey a couple of years ago picking the Chiefs don't influence you off the hump of the Cowboys, because you are Dallas through and through. You're Cowboys through and through. They've won 12 games each of the past 3 years. They'll probably do the same this year, and then they'll break your heart in the playoffs. You
can't renounce fanship before a season because of expectations. That broke my heart. That legitimately broke my heart.
That's what I'm saying. He just needs time to think about it. I didn't want him to talk himself into any corners and say anything on radio that he didn't mean. So, Joe and Jupiter, we love you. We're glad to have you back here on Theoretically Speaking. Now that we're in our new time slot, 2 to 4. Can't wait to have you fire off more optimistic Cowboys takes. But take some time. Breathe. The season's just starting. All right, Sea-Cats Ravens about to get their ass whooped tonight. And he's not going to give up on them.
Nope.
Don't be the same. We have one more caller. We'll take one more caller on who in the NFL is going to prove the most people wrong. I've got the Dolphins and Tua doing that because you guys are all out on them just because they lost to some playoff teams last year. Tyreek Hill got banged up. They had that division in the bag. A lot of weird things happened to Miami last year. Hopefully those things don't happen this year. You need luck in the NFL. We got Cade in West Palm. Cade, you are on Theoretically Speaking today. Cade, happy NFL Day to you.
Happy NFL Day to you too, Theo.
Yes, sir. How you feeling, man? This is Cade Chumsland, our guy, ESPN West Palm Play. How are you feeling? Who do you think is going to have the most people after this season saying, dang, I can't believe I called that wrong?
Hey, listen, I think that Baker Mayfield's going to have a lot to prove in the NFC South. Earlier this year, you made a take that the Falcons absolutely have that division locked up.
Yeah, it's over.
I think Baker Mayfield is going to have a lot to say about that. You just talked about Tua having the consistency of weapons and coaches. No one from that Buccaneers offense left this offseason, and they locked up Mike Evans for a few more seasons. So I think Mayfield is in a very similar position as Tua, and he's going to have a lot to say in that division.
Kate, I appreciate your call. I think that is a very level take. It's a very level take. Here's the one pushback. They lost the genius. They lost the mastermind behind that. Brain drain hurts, and we also have never seen back-to-back good seasons from Baker Mayfield. So when you lose David Canales to the Panthers, and we say he was the reason Baker was good, and we're also saying he might be the reason why that we have a good Bryce Young year following the abysmal season we saw last year in Carolina. We can't say that same thing and then expect for Baker Mayfield to follow up that season without the guy that orchestrated it all in a strong way. C-Cat, what's your feel on this? Do you think he can repeat some of that same magic, which he's never shown us before?
Yeah, Baker always plays with a chip on his shoulder. Sometimes it makes him look silly because he's fighting ghosts that are not actually his detractors at the moment. I think this is one of those situations where it's going to help him again. Many people, like you, are already crowning the Falcons the division champs because they got Kirk Cousins, because they got rid of their coach, and they have someone who's going to maybe run that offense a little bit better than it was last year. I'm with Cade here. I kind of like the Bucs as my pick in that division simply because they got a great number behind them on the odds. I like Tampa Bay.
You like them as a value you still think the Falcons are most likely to win that division?
No, I'm still with them. I'm still with them.
Okay.
If you're betting on all favorites to win the division, you're probably doing something wrong.
Yep.
It's going to be the Buccaneers.
That makes sense. Got to love that. We are going to actually give our AFC division picks on the other side. A couple quick shout-outs. Appreciate you, King Dud. That's my boy Derek on saying most cities stand up in 100 shows. We got our guy Jalen in here talking about 100 shows and a million more to go. C-Cat, I hope you're ready for a marathon then. That's a lot of talking. And we also, on the other side, are going to get to those division picks. Also appreciate you, Amber. Amber the lawyer, Esquire. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're 100 shows in. We'll stop talking about that. We'll start talking more ball on the other side here. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
If you are buying a new home in Palm Beach County, whether it's your first time or you're upgrading or downsizing, the clerk's office is the services you need to help protect your investment. Sign up for our Property Fraud Alert program, offering free monitoring of Palm Beach County's official records. You will get an alert if a document, such as a deed or mortgage, is recorded using your name or address. For more information, head to our website at mypalmbeachclerk.com/homeowners. Congratulations on your new home. We are always here to help.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Time now for a PNC Pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Hi, this is Blaine Isbell, Corporate Vice President of Team IP. For over 30 years, Team IP has been a national leader in decorated apparel and promotional products. National corporate brands and 22 college bowl games, including the Boca Raton Bowl, make Team IP their partner of choice. Team IP, located right in our community in Stewart, is a proud partner of ESPN West Palm. Contact me anytime at 877-821-8643 or head to teamip.com and take the first step in making Team IP your team to boost your brand.
Mega Mayhem at Rapids Water Park. Mega Race, side by side. Mega Blast, zoom uphill. Mega Thrills on the first dueling water coaster in Florida. New Mega Mayhem, now open. Save 45% on a Gold Season Pass and get free parking all season long. Only at South Florida's Mega Thrill capital, Rapids Water Park.
Hey everyone, it's Cade Shumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be rewarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
C-Cat, did you say something bad about the Ravens earlier?
That I kind of am complacent with how the Ravens are. I'm not thinking Super Bowl right now.
Okay.
Thinking gotta beat the Chiefs somehow.
Okay. All right. Because I saw Jalen in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Again, you can tap in with the stream on YouTube at Theo Speaking. He says C-Cat is so shady, and I thought because he's also a Ravens fan, maybe you had said something pessimistic about the flock. About what else do y'all call each other? Purple Rain or something? What do y'all go with?
Ravens flock work.
That's it. Just Ravens flock.
Yeah.
They don't have a secondary nickname. That's
birds.
Okay.
The real birds.
Oh, over the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dirty
the
Birds.
Eagles.
Dirty Birds is cooler. Oh, the Eagles too. There's a lot of bird teams in the NFL. Hopefully no birds here. Big time Mick Ultra putt for 10K tomorrow. Yeah, that's right, tomorrow. Join us for the grand opening of X Golf in West Palm Beach from 6 to 8 as we qualify another fan for a chance to win $10,000 to help celebrate Mick Ultra Draft. It'll be half off from 5 to 9. So the event's 6 to 8. You can pull up at 5, get a couple Mick Ultras in early, and you got all the way until 9. Time is running out, though, to putt for that dough. Come and check out the new X Golf and drink some Ultras with us as we get closer to crowning the 10K putt champion. Must be 21 or older to participate. Southern Eagle reminds you to drink responsibly.
That place is cool, man. X Golf.
Yeah.
Give them a Google search if you're in the car right now. You want to check them out.
I haven't been to X Golf. I'd love to go to some different golf ventures, but I did tell you the clubs I got to put away momentarily. I got to put those things away momentarily as we enter football season, as well as, we go into this home stretch now that we've expanded out to 2 hours. I got to take more time for the career and then obviously for the wife as well.
Yeah, it was tough because I was trying to schedule a tee time this weekend, and I realized, wait a second, like if I can't get 7 a.m. on Saturday or 7 a.m. on Sunday,
right,
I just can't golf.
And everybody's trying to get those times now.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It is absolutely rough. So that's why, between now and likely the end of football season, most of the golfing I'll be getting in is either a driving range or something like potentially X Golf, which I don't know. I have no clue what it is, but I'm guessing it's a
simulator indoor. Yeah,
okay,
of course.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So yeah, so it'll be those kind of things. I'll be able to tap in with them and see what's good with it. We had a bit of a controversy when I stepped into the office this morning ahead of Theoretically Speaking. We've had a huge controversy. People seem to think that my shirt is a color that it's not.
It's purple.
It's not purple. And obviously this is a problem because I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. The Chiefs kick off the NFL season tonight against the Baltimore Ravens. I will not be wearing this shirt tonight when we go to Duffy Sports Grill to do our stream as well as watch the game. This shirt is magenta, and it sometimes can look purple to the untrained eye. See, I never took. Did you take a color theory class at all?
No, I was not doing that. I was learning practical things like math and learn how to do my taxes. I was not doing color theory. It's a waste of a college education.
What was the first time you did your taxes, actually?
I don't know. My girlfriend doesn't.
You have taxes, so thank you. So that was a waste of a college class you took. I will say this. I've taken 0 color theory classes. My wife is the art director. She's taken many color theory type of courses, classes, and goes through that. And I pick up through osmosis my appreciation and also my eagle eye for color. And I know that this is not purple. It's not purple. It's not Ravens purple. So I don't want to get any more dissension. I don't want to see any more comments in the chat. I am not being a fan that is out on the Chiefs tonight. Magenta is a shade of purple, sure, quote unquote, like whatever. Like it's off though. It's not purple. It's a different color. We're not talking about shade. Like magenta's a color. It's not like I'm saying this is like tickle me purple.
I've never said that. I hope you wouldn't say that. What does that mean?
Like tickle me pink. I don't know. Like how
I was thinking of tickle me Elmo. I don't know.
Well, I was trying to think of like an offshoot of purple, but like violet. Violet is periwinkle purple, right? Like this is magenta. Magenta is different. It's separate. It's totally different. If you were wearing this and saying you were supporting the Ravens, people wouldn't think so. But you can let me know on the YouTube chat at Theo Speaking. Subscribe while you're at it, and we'll call it even. We'll call it even if they aren't rocking with us. And we have a correction in the chat. Can you pop that up, C-Cat, while I get our AFC division picks ready? Because we do need to plant our flags and get going with who we think are going to win each of the divisions in the AFC between the East, the North, the South, and the West. What does Brendan say here?
So, in print, which I don't know what that means, maybe like ink or maybe in clothing?
Ink. Yes.
Okay. Fuchsia leans more toward purple and magenta leans more toward red. The two color names are often used interchangeably.
Thank you. Brendan, the dictionary. Brendan, this is like our new, he's like AI right here. The way that he typed that into the chat is like AI. He clears things up. I am not wearing purple. I'm wearing magenta, which is similar to red. And Charles says it's lilac. So we'll keep going. I don't want to waste too much people's time with what color my shirt is. You can tap in on the stream on YouTube at Theo Speaking and let us know. But we got to get to business here because we do need to pick the division winners in the AFC. I just got done talking about how the Miami Dolphins are going to prove people wrong. Let's see if I have them winning the division, because that'll really do it. If you really want to show people that you're not the Dolphins of yesteryear, you go out and you beat the Bills. You go out and you beat the Jets. But guess what, CK?
What's that?
I don't got the Bills or the Dolphins winning the AFC East this year. Last year, the Bills won it at 11-6. Remember, halfway through the year, it looked like they were going to miss the playoffs, and then they came back, and the Dolphins had the game with the Titans where they gave up 13 points in the last 2 minutes. They lose that game. They lose the game at the end of the year against the Bills. The Bills take the division. This year, I'm making my pick official on the AFC East. I'm going with the New York Jets. And nothing about that feels good internally, but I have to be logical about this. I have to use my actual brain, this big thing I got right here in this rock of knowledge. The Jets have the most elite defense in this division. They've also got an elite weapon on the outside in Garrett Wilson, who's been quarterback proof, and they've got Aaron Rodgers, who I expect to be healthy most of the year, even though expecting anything to go right on the MetLife turf is like, it's waiting on a disaster to happen. But I do have the Jets winning this division, going 11-6, beating the Dolphins late in the season at home, which again is going to factor a lot into this division race. And I think the Bills go about 9-8. I got the Jets. CK, how do you suss out the AFC East?
I look at the AFC East and I see three legitimately contenders to the Chiefs' crown. I think all three of these teams, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills, have a chance to beat the Chiefs.
No, absolutely not.
The spread's going to be about 4.5 for any of these teams if they meet in the playoffs. That's what I'm looking at when I see these teams. But I'm going back to old, unreliable, but fun to watch, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I cannot help myself. When I see Josh Allen play football, I see the winner of the AFC East. Give me the Bills to win the division. I think they win 12 games this year.
Wow. 12 wins for the Bills, even though they couldn't do that last year with Stephon Diggs. You think that's addition by subtraction. So you got the Bills. I got the Jets. Can we get that marked down somewhere? We'll move on to the next division as we pick divisional winners in the AFC ahead of the NFL season. I couldn't find a pin. I was looking all through my bag here for anybody that was watching the stream. I couldn't find a pin. A journalist is taught to never be without a pin, but now I'm a sports talking head, so I guess I'm not really much of a journalist. Let's go to the AFC North. They've got hard knocks this year. They've also got the most intriguing division. They've got a Ravens team that plays the night against the Chiefs with a lot to prove coming off of that, AFC Championship loss. You got the Browns. What the hell is Deshaun Watson going to be? You got the Bengals. Joe Burrow's back for now. But he always gets injured. And then, of course, you got a team in the Steelers who we don't know who's going to be quarterback for them by week 4. Give me the Ravens in this one as a walkaway. I think the Ravens win this division by a couple of wins. I don't think it's actually close. I think this division is so contentious that the Ravens can hover around 12 or 13 wins this year. I don't see the Bengals, Browns, or Steelers getting above 11. Give me the Ravens to win it again.
Listen, I have my doubts about Baltimore in the playoffs. It's well documented, and it's been well proven about how they do fall apart when it comes to those games that matter most. Lamar Jackson 2-4 in the playoffs. But again, I'm using that word, playoffs.
Yeah.
It's not the regular season. The Ravens might be the best regular season football team. I think that's fair to say. They're built to win those games late in the season. For some reason, they fall apart when it matters most. But that means Baltimore will win this division.
Yep.
Not in a runaway. I think it's going to be close towards the end. The Browns are going to be a non-factor. The ship has sailed on them. I think Deshaun Watson is irreversibly injured with that shoulder. I'll believe it when I see it. Like Mike T talked about, when's the last time we saw Deshaun Watson play good football? It feels like a long time ago. I was going to say a presidency ago.
Yeah.
So not buying the Browns, not buying Joe Burrow staying healthy. Give me the Ravens to win the division. No. I'm not even going to consider the Steelers. No.
I was about to say, what if Justin Fields takes over by week 2? And still no?
Still no.
Okay. All right, so we both on the Ravens for the AFC North. Moving on to the AFC South, the mouth of the South is C.J. Stroud. The belle of the ball when it comes to rising AFC contenders are the Houston Texans. They won the AFC South last year going 10-7. But remember, they needed that win over the Colts at the end of the year to get that win. Colts have Anthony Richardson back. The Jaguars have Trevor Lawrence in another year where, this will be the year, right? We keep doing that with Trevor. Oh, no. Urban Meyer's been gone like 18 years ago at this point. I think Trevor Lawrence is what he is, but he got his big deal. The AFC South is a little interesting. You also have the Titans. I'm not wasting my time on Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins and the crew. I got the Texans winning this one. I hate to keep going chalk. It's hard to pick against the Texans because I do expect them to improve off of last year because of the way that they've reinforced that defense. I believe a lot in D'Amico Ryans. I believe Stephon Diggs won't be a problem. I believe the Texans win the AFC South, but I do think the Colts are right on their heels all the way through the end. Shane Steichen's going to get the most out of Anthony Richardson in that offense. C-Cat, who you got in the AFC South?
I'm not as low as the Titans as you are. I'll be honest.
Why?
For some reason, the Titans are calling my name. They're plus 900.
Don't answer.
They're plus 900 to win the division. Of course, they're the longest long shot in that division. You get the Texans plus 105, Jags plus 250, Colts plus 325. I won't go full C-Cat and taking the Titans. I'll go half C-Cat. How about the Colts? You talked about it.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson and that offense, before he got hurt, we're good. Jonathan Taylor, he's good. Give me the Colts to win the AFC South.
I like that pick because, number one, like you said, you can't just keep picking favorites, and I want this to go on the record. I had the Jets before they became the favorite, and now it looks like I'm just going chalk because we might as well not even pick the AFC West, right? Can we just skip that division?
No, we cannot.
We have to do it?
We have to do it.
All right, so I got the Texans, you got the Colts in the AFC South. Now the AFC West, the Chiefs have won that division a bazillion years in a row. They've won the past 2 Super Bowls. But in comes Jim Harbaugh, right? With the Los Angeles Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Also, I forgot because as everybody's contending to win this division, the Broncos are paying their quarterback $40+ million this year. That's got to mean that's got to be good.
Sounds like it. That's like a franchise quarterback.
Except, C-Cat, I keep forgetting that guy's playing for the Steelers. So the Broncos are doing everything they can to win. I think they got the 6th best quarterback in the draft this year, so that's got to be good. That's got to be historically a good thing to do. Pick the 6th best quarterback in the draft at 12 overall. Sure, Bo Nix. Give me Bo Nix and the Broncos to win the AFC West. No, it's not a competition. I think the Chiefs are the heaviest favorite of any team in any division in the NFL this year, and I'm not an idiot. The Chiefs are going to win the division. They're going to win the AFC. But C-Cat, what do you have?
Kansas City can sleepwalk through the regular season. They'll finish with like a floor of 12 or 11 wins, and it's very boring, but I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Chiefs win the division, minus 260, easy pick.
Thank you. The Chiefs win the division. I also, here as we wrap up the AFC division races, we need to give our team that's going to make it out of the AFC, and then we can get to the other side. I do have the Chiefs making it back to the Super Bowl again. I won't give away what I believe is going to happen in New Orleans, but I have the Chiefs returning to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is 15-3 in the playoffs. In win-or-go-home games, Patrick Mahomes, as a quarterback, is 15-3. That would be a good regular season record for any quarterback that's contending with him in the AFC. That's his playoff record. That dude ain't losing. And I think the Chiefs also get the 1 seed this year in the AFC, which means he gets another week to rest. Travis Kelce gets to kick it, maybe go on vacation that week with Taylor Swift. They come back, they run through the AFC again, they get to the Super Bowl. Who's your pick in the AFC tonight on the eve, actually, or I guess on the precipice of Chiefs-Ravens? In your Ravens jersey, who you going with, C-Cat?
Eventually, Manning beat Brady. It happened. Didn't happen frequently, but it happened. There is not a better quarterback not named Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs than Josh Allen.
Really? The guy that's 5-5 in the playoffs. Continue.
That's a team record and not a person. Josh Allen will eventually win a game against Pat Mahomes in the playoffs. Probability says so. If these games are all coin flips or 60-40 splits, eventually the team with the less chance to win that football game because of history, because of how those games have gone in the past, eventually the team that wins 40% of the time is going to win that football game. The Buffalo Bills are going to win the AFC and will represent the American Football Conference in this year's Super Bowl.
What if the Bills got worse over this offseason? What if they actually lost a heap of their talent, like, their two biggest target getters on offense, their safeties, the back end of that defense that were like all pro, very good communicators? What if that also kind of played into it?
Drinking the Kincaid Kool-Aid. That's what I tell you.
Yeah. Well, look what that had. Look what that did for Jim Jones's followers. Can't always drink the Kool-Aid. Sometimes it ends poorly for you. And C-Cat's got the Bills winning not just the division, but the AFC. Those are our division picks. We'll post those up later for you so you can hold us accountable as we go throughout the year. I'll be right. He'll be wrong. What's new here on Theoretically Speaking? On the other side, we have the Safe-Bound Get-Around before we hit the happy hour. And before we get to any of that, we're talking champions in the division. How about we just talk about champions on any playing field? Not just football, not even the pool. I mean, you would think if you're just getting championships in the pool, that would be enough. And they get a lot of those, too. Kaiser University is the home of champions. 22. Deuce. 22 national championships in the NAIA. They got it in lacrosse. I mean, name a sport that you like. I'm sure Kaiser has won a national championship in it at this point. KUSeahawks.com. That's how you can fact check it. Look it up yourself. KUSeahawks.com. Check out all the champions. Check out the latest on Seahawks athletics. And also, on top of that, they've got the reigning champions when it comes to football as well. Yeah, they're the grittiest on the gridiron. We'll see what Miles Russ and the crew do this year going forward. KUSeahawks.com. Tap in with the champs as they hashtag defend the beat. As C-Cat, I'm Theo Dorsey. That was a lot of fun. The AFC picks out of the way. We got to get to that get around on the other side. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, it's Kevin Dalton, owner of the Unlimited Auto Wash. Save up to $5 off any wash on Mondays if you're a guy, Wednesdays for all the ladies, and seniors 55 and older every Thursday. With 7 Palm Beach County locations, find yours at unlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections, and I'm committed to the integrity and accuracy of our elections. Election Day is November 5th. To vote in the 2024 general election, you have to be registered by Monday, October 7th. Registering is easy, and you can do so online at www.registertovoteflorida.gov, by mail or in person at any one of our 4 offices or a voter registration agency. Your vote is your voice, and we're here to make it count. Sponsored by the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
Come out and meet Miami Dolphins superstars Zach Thomas and Tyreek Hill, and also meet Josh Cohen for the grand reopening at Dunkin' Donuts, North Lake Boulevard at the Shops in Ibis, Saturday, September 14th, 11 a.m. to 1 p. Free coffee for a year for the first 80 people in line at 11 a.m. It's a family-friendly event, including face painting, balloon animals, tons of giveaways with our ESPN West Palm Street team, and pictures of the Dolphin stars will be provided for autographs while supplies last. That's Saturday, September 14th, Dunkin' Donuts, the Shops at Ibis.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
The money lines, the spread on some of these games. I'm looking at the NFL Week 1 schedule. This is the one, too. On Week 1 of both college football and NFL, the most people got. Start falling in love with that offseason favorite or whatnot. Don't be a fool. You're going to want to stick around because on the other side here in the 3 o'clock hour, the happy hour, CCAT and I are going to be giving our punchline picks. If you don't know what that is, trust me, you're going to want to know. It is it has a little bit of a ring to it, and also there's a punchline at the end for one of the teams that lose. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling like I'm comfortable. I'm feeling very, very adventurous because it's episode 100 of Theoretically Speaking, and when you're feeling adventurous, you want to strap up that seatbelt and hop on the Safebound Get Around.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. Check it go. I get around.
Safebound Get Around, man. This is the way that we hit all the top topics of the day so you don't have to do it yourself. Stop Googling stuff. Stop trying to go to ESPN.com. We got the headlines for you all across the nation, and you're safe with Safebound. Safebound Moving and Storage. Where are we going first?
Next stop,
Hollywood. The next cast of Dancing with the Stars has been released. It includes former NBA big man Dwight Howard and NFL receiver Danny Amendola.
They've fallen off, haven't they? Not the players, but Dancing with the Stars. They've fallen off.
Who were some people that used to be in
Smith.
Oh, okay.
Deuce, Pocket Rocket, Emmitt Smith. And now you got Danny Amendola. I mean, Dwight Howard, that's a name. That's a guy. I mean, like, 3 or 4 time Defensive Player of the Year. Several All-Stars. Was the best big man in the league at one point. Carried the Magic to the finals. But come on, man. Danny Amendola.
I didn't know Iman Shumpert won Dancing with the Stars one year.
He got moved. Nah, he was good. He was good on it. Yeah, sweet feet. Sweet feet, man.
In our sports world, people that we know, Iman Shumpert won it. Also, NFL stars, Donald Driver, Hines Ward, Rashad Jennings.
Hines Ward was, I remember that. That was, because that was like early on in the Dancing with the Stars days, and people were very surprised with how bought in Hines Ward was with it. Because you think about Hines Ward, he was kind of like a more quiet receiver. He wasn't a very flamboyant receiver in the days of like the Ocho Cincos and whatnot. So that was a fun year as well. Does he do like Botox, Hines Ward?
I haven't seen him lately.
Thanks.
I don't know.
Next stop,
Orchard Park, New York.
It was a stupid question anyway. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually does. He talks to me about it, Theo. I don't know.
He lived in Boca Raton. He was assistant at FAU recently. Go see that.
Orchard Park, New York. I love myself some Josh Allen. This is what Josh Allen had to say. He had high praises for his rookie receiver, former Seminole, Keon Coleman. He said on Shine On Sports that, quote, "I don't know if I've had the type of skill that he brings to the table as a receiver."
Okay. This is not a dig at Stephon Diggs, right?
He said it, and he meant it. And Keon Coleman isn't that much of a receiver as Stephon Diggs is.
They're different receivers, though. They're totally different receivers. Stephon Diggs, a little more burst to him, quicker, better route runner. Like Keon Coleman's more of a big body catch point guy. Doesn't get as much separation. They're different receivers, so I won't take too much into it. Who should really be offended is maybe more like Gabe Davis. But yeah, I don't know. I don't glean much from this. Josh Allen and the Bills are going to be bad anyways next year.
Next stop,
Camden, New Jersey.
No.
You ever been?
No.
Me neither.
Why would I?
The state of New Jersey is offering $400 million in tax credits.
Okay, I'll go.
Who? The 76ers. They're trying to lure the Sixers away from Philly and put the Sixers in Camden, New Jersey.
They deserve that. The Sixers fans literally deserve that. They don't deserve to have that NBA franchise in Philadelphia anymore because just last year, when you're in a heated playoff battle against one of the most hated Eastern Conference foes and rivals that you have, y'all were absent. And not only were the Sixers fans absent and proving themselves to not be one of the greater fan bases in this nation, but one of the worst, they were literally selling their tickets to Knicks fans and then booing their own team. Yeah, go ahead and go to Camden, New Jersey. Maybe there's more support on the other side of the river, lake, whatever the hell the body of water is out there.
Yeah, it's going to be, if that happens, no one likes New Jersey in general. Just a nationwide consensus we've agreed upon is that New Jersey sucks.
Why?
It's worse than New York, and it tries to be New York. That's the New Jersey reputation. So if you put the Sixers in New Jersey, obviously the Philly fans will hate that franchise for leaving their city. That team won't have any fans. They will lose everyone that buys tickets, that buys merchandise. No one will be a Sixers fan anymore.
Well, the Sixers fans were like invisible when the Sixers needed them most anyway. So who needs them? Who needs those Sixers fans? They need to hit the reset button and get some new ones because, again, and I don't like to hate on fan bases. But that, if Miami Heat fans did what Sixers fans did last year in the playoffs, you wouldn't hear the end of it. So Sixers fans, all you folks in Philly that pride yourselves on brotherly love and being the most rowdy, we get after it fan bases in the nation, you absolutely, I don't know what words I can say on radio still. I'm new to this, so I won't say it. But C-Cat, you know what I'm leaning in on. What's next?
Next stop.
We're going to the World Wide Web of Instagram.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick created an Instagram profile. He has 3 posts and over 260,000 followers. Is Bill running that account?
No, absolutely not. I checked it out. I saw the 3 posts. Obviously, he has a social media manager. It might be the new PYT's kicking it with these days. You know what a PYT is?
Oh, your personnel. No, that's a different one.
KYP. PYT.
Pretty young thing.
There we go, C-Cat. I know you had a little something in there. I know you had a little bit of the culture in you. Yeah. I mean, I'm not following that account to get whatever they're trying to sell you. You know, if Bill Belichick made an Instagram, it means because he's trying to sell you something. They're going to use it to market something, sell something, make some money. I'm happy for him that he's doing it. He's expressing himself more. He's going to be all over media. He's going to be on the socials. But yeah, he's dating like a 23-year-old. So you got to get an Instagram because you don't want her to just be on Instagram getting DMs and likes and all of that stuff. And you can't be understanding the interface as well. So it makes sense twofold. I would never be following Bill Belichick. I don't want to see pictures of Bill Belichick.
You're lying.
No.
You want to follow Bill Belichick?
What? Why?
I want to see the inner workings of the mind of the football genius.
That's not where you don't get that on Instagram. I would follow him on Twitter or X or whatever they want to call it these days. Not Instagram. How old is he? Like 70?
Younger than Pete Carroll. That's the only thing I know about Bill Belichick's age. He wasn't the oldest coach in the NFL before he retired. He waited for Pete to retire, and then he left the league.
Well, I don't know if you follow any 70-plus-year-olds on Instagram, but there's nothing to see there. No shade to my 70-plus fans. I'm just saying I don't want to follow you on Instagram unless you're like close family. We got the happy hour on the other side. It's going to be fun. It's going to be joyous. We're going to talk about, again, the team or player in the NFL that's going to prove the most people wrong. So stick around for that. We're still taking your answers on that on YouTube at Theo Speaking, on Twitter at Theo Dorsey TV, or at ESPN West Palm, and, of course, right here on the airwaves. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's August. It's football. Make Twin Peaks your football headquarters to watch all your teams all season long. Win or lose, you always win with the Eats, Drink, Scenic Views, and Twin Peaks 29-degree ice-cold beers. Enjoy made-from-scratch favorites. Enjoying all football all season long. Can't make it for the games? That's fine. Come through for $5 happy hour man-sized drafts and select appetizers as well. The Ultimate Guys Lodge is the ultimate football lodge, and that is Twin Peaks.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, baseball fans! Why spend your Sundays at home when you can spend them with the Marlins? Our Sunday fun days are fun for the whole familia. From snapping selfies with Billy to epic giveaways. We've got something for everyone at the ballpark. And kids can take the field with Diamond Dash presented by UHealth and run the bases after the last out. Start making more memories with us this season. Get your tickets today at marlins.com/Sundays.
Any business that wants to get to the top and stay there requires a dedicated team to implement a winning game plan. Eisner-Amper's seasoned professionals provide business advisory and consulting services, such as audit, accounting, tax, HR, outsourcing, and more. Eisner-Amper business advisors help clients transform their companies, build capital, innovate processes, and mitigate risk. For industry-specific strategies that meet your needs in South Florida, make Eisner-Amper part of your solution. Visit EisnerAmper.com/solution.
HSS Florida presents ESPN West Palm's High School Game Day, supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather. We're headed to St. Andrews as the Scots take on Boca Raton for our Game of the Week. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. Also presented by Kaiser University, Safebound Moving and Storage, Land Rover Palm Beach, Duffy's Sports Grill, Shaw Sports Turf, South Florida Ford, Bud's Chicken and Seafood, and the Boca Raton Bowl.
ESPN West Palm and Humana are proud to recognize military veterans within our local community. Our Veteran of the Month is Sergeant George Austin. Sergeant Austin served 13 years in the military under the Army branch, and he is currently employed as a new employee orientation coordinator. While serving in the Army, Sergeant Austin was stationed all over the United States and overseas in Germany. Sergeant Austin received multiple awards and certifications for his outstanding achievement and service, including the Combat Infantryman Badge, Overseas Service Ribbon, and an Advanced Leadership Certificate. Since returning from his duties in the military, Sergeant Austin lives in West Palm Beach, where he is still heavily involved, working closely with his fellow veterans. Sergeant George Austin is the Veteran of the Month presented by ESPN West Palm and Humana. Thank you, Sergeant Austin.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSIsYes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSIsYes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes when it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing. EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Try for show, putt for dough. Join Michelob Ultra and the ESPN West Palm Street Team this Friday, September 6th, 6 to 8 p.m. for the grand opening of X Golf in West Palm Beach. Not only are we qualifying a lucky fan to win $10,000, but X Golf will be giving away prizes all night long. To celebrate, they'll feature half-off Ultra Drafts from 5 to 9. Must be 21 or older to participate. Southern Eagle reminds you to please drink responsibly.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could
Smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Welcome on into the happy hour here at Theoretically Speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, C-Cat on the other side of the glass, on the ones. Don't forget the twos. You got to be on the ones and the twos at both times. C-Cat, you can't just be on the ones.
No.
You're a versatile dude.
We'd be off the air. If I'm just touching the ones, sorry, folks. You're not listening on the radio. You're not watching on YouTube.
Which one would go off? I guess just radio would go off the air, but we might be still on YouTube. But they wouldn't be able to hear us.
The twos just controls, the music.
Okay.
The ones is everything else.
Okay, yeah, so you got to be on the ones then. Stay on it. Stay on it. C-Cat, forever on it. Me as well. We just gave our picks on the other side for the AFC. We gave our divisional picks for the AFC. The big shocker there was you had the Colts over the Texans. The shocker on the other side as well, in the AFC East, we couldn't come to a conclusion here. And you would think a station based out of South Florida, a guy that's been living here for about 4 years, you've been here for about 2, you would think that by now we've bought in enough on the Dolphins hype. As the Miami Dolphins enter this year, coming off a year where your quarterback led the league in passing, you extended him $53 million a year. He's the 4th highest paid quarterback in the NFL based on annual value. You extend him, you extend your head coach, you extend both wide receivers, not just one. You saw the receiver deals that got done this offseason, C-Cat. I think it gets lost on a lot of people. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill got the bag this offseason. I think Waddle was the first one to break the seal with the receivers.
Yeah.
So all of these things happen in the offseason for the Dolphins. They just wrapped up talking out there in Miami Gardens. They just wrapped up another day of practice as they get ready for the Jaguars to host them this Sunday. And the big thing for the Dolphins this year is it's not games like games against the Jaguars on Sunday. Everybody expects them to do well in that one. The real behemoth is what the Dolphins have marching into Miami Gardens after this Sunday for week 1 of the NFL on Thursday, because they're going to be hosting them fellas from Orchard Park, the Buffalo Bills, the guys that you think will win the AFC East on Thursday in a short turnaround in a game that's going to mean so much to both franchises, because it's going to be, hey, Josh Allen, who are you without Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, for whatever that's worth? Yeah. And Tua Tagovailoa, who are you against playoff teams? They only beat one last year. And the one playoff team they beat last year was the Dallas Cowboys, and they squeaked. What's the past tense? Squeaked.
Yeah.
You don't like when I say squote?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because I don't think it's a real world.
Words are not important. Words are not important. Communication is important. Everybody always likes to act like words they mean so much. Words are so valuable. Words don't mean crap, C-Cat. It's communication. Right? Like if a Swedish dude walks in here today and starts talking Swedish to you,
yes,
and he's using all of these words to tell you something very important, what do those words mean to you?
They mean nothing to me.
Absolutely nothing. But if the building was on fire and the Swedish dude was in here trying to let you know the building was on fire, I'm sure he can get that through your thick skull.
That's like the Swedish chef.
That's what the Swedish... Okay,
Swedish
yes.
chef.
Swedish
Yeah.
chef, yes. But he can communicate to you the building's on fire to get you out.
Yeah,
Safety.
I guess so.
Because words don't mean crap. Communication means everything. It's how you send it and how you receive it. If I don't understand it, it doesn't matter. You know what I meant by squoke. Right or wrong?
I don't think I did, honestly. If you didn't say
Well,
squeak
fair
beforehand,
enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Squoke is, I don't
Fair
think
enough.
that. Squoke is a kind of bird, I think.
Squoked. What did I say? That wasn't squozed. Squozed.
Yeah, squeeze. Squeezed is the, yeah.
Squoze is what I've said before, past tense of squeeze. Now we're losing the
plot here.
The plot. But I did want to address that because you keep coming at me for squoze. I'll use squeezed just to benefit you. But to benefit Dolphins fans, they would like to see that Miami squad go out there this year and not just win regular season games, but beat playoff teams and then, fingers crossed, beat a actual contender, win an actual playoff game, snap that 24-year drought that they've been suffering through. So the expectations around the Dolphins are all over the place. I do think it's proper to find where that expectation line is before you start saying whether or not they are going to be proving people wrong. And because of all the rhetoric I hear that's anti-Dolphins, anti-Tua, I do believe the Dolphins are going to be the team that prove the most people wrong. They will not win the AFC East. they will win enough games to get in the wild card round. They will likely lose in the playoffs. That's just their fate right now. Next year might be their year. This year, they don't have enough on that roster to contend in the AFC. But now it's time we shift our focus to the NFC. It's time here on Theoretically Speaking, we give our divisional picks for the NFC. And CCAT, in the NFC, you've got a lot more parity than what you had in the AFC, right? Like, some of these divisions are actually up in the air. We're going to have a lot more discrepancy between you and I.
I hope so.
Yeah,
we kind of had a lot of discrepancy before.
Yeah, well, you picked yeah, you're right.
Ravens
I like the
and
Colts.
Chiefs we both had.
Yeah.
And we differed on the other two.
Yeah. You had the Colts over the Texans. I went with the favorites. I went with the Chalks in all four. I think the Chalk teams are just better, though, in the AFC. So let's start with the NFC North. The Lions, last year, famously won it. Famously made the NFC Championship game and were a few plays away from actually making the Super Bowl. They had folks chanting Jared Goff at the draft. That's how good their season was. This year in the NFC North, obviously after what the Lions did last year, they're going to be the favorite to win that division. But you have the Packers who play on Friday against the Eagles. You also have those Bears. The Bears with Caleb Williams. A new look Matt Eberflus. And don't sleep on the Vikings, man. Sam Darnold got something to say. Right? Like
what? What does he have to say?
Well, yes, I wouldn't be. I don't speak his language. The communication would be broken.
Yeah, thank you for the paycheck, NFL. That's what Sam Darnold has to say.
As long as he's not saying I'm seeing ghosts, the Vikings might be fine this year. And as long as he knows where 18 is on the field, they can win some games, but they won't win the division. I do have the Lions repeating. I think this is another one that's it's not as clear cut as it might feel. The Packers are really good. We'll see how that works out. The Bears are going to win 12 games, but the Lions have so many dome games this year. There's no reason to not have faith in what Jared Goff can do with that offense. You're going to have a breakout year by Jahmyr Gibbs, second-year running back. Jamison Williams is going to be a lot better in that offense. Plus, they got so much talent insurged. It's not even a word, but they got so much talent put into that defense. Terrion Arnold, a lot on the back end as well. Give me the Lions to win that division by a game.
Man, you've been talking all offseason about the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
But you can't put your money where your mouth is.
They won't win the division. They'll make the wild card, though. They might even win a playoff game.
See, that's a half committal, not diving in head first into Chi-Town land. I couldn't be that. I won't be that. I'm not that. I'm taking the Chicago Bears to win the division at plus 275. I love it so much. What is it, third easiest schedule in the entire NFL? You only play 6 games against your division, and the more games they add in the regular season, the less your division really does matter in terms of really those individual games.
Yeah.
The Bears' defense was spectacular in the second half of last season. The Bears' offense, we've already talked about the amount of weapons they've added alongside their new generational quarterback, Caleb Williams. Get excited, Bears fans. You are going to win the division this year.
Wow. And I thought I was singing the praises of the Windy City.
They're going to win 13 games. You think 12 games? I think 13.
Okay. I like that. And I think you're going to need, we can agree on this, in that division, NFC North, with how good the Packers look, and they're only going to get better, with the Lions and the Bears, you likely need 13 wins to win that division. Go Squote, Go Broke by Dave Deruta, our operations guy here, who, by the way, is mad at me because I questioned how he solved the problem earlier.
Yeah.
All I did was say, I didn't realize you got it, but whatever. That was the NFC North. Let's go to the NFC South. This one, like I said, is wrapped up already. I'm not even going to give a take on it. The Atlanta Falcons are walking away with this division. The Dirty Birds are flying high. Kirk Cousins, even if he gets injured, you have your security in place in the number 8 overall pick in Michael Penix Jr. And I think they have the weapons. And also, they got rid of Arthur Smith. Nobody in the NFC South is competing, but you think otherwise.
Yeah, some teams are going to be competing in the NFC South. And that team is the Buccaneers. I loved the call earlier today. I love the Buccaneers to win this division. Give me Tampa Bay to win the NFC South.
Tampa Bay is
Mike Evans is so old, man. Yeah, plus 300. I can't believe Mike Evans is still playing football. Good for him. And they're going to win that division.
I mean, he's old for an NFL player. You're acting like he's like 36 or so. He's like 30 years old, 31.
The tattoos age him for me for some reason or another. And this type of receiver he is, he's a bigger guy. He gives me Steve Smith vibes, even though they're the opposite of size.
What?
The tattoos, the tough guy mentality.
Mike Evans reminds you of Steve Smith. What are they both, black?
Old. Old was actually what I was going for, and they play receiver position.
In the NFC South.
Yes.
That's it.
See, yeah, you got it. Thanks.
That's
lockstep.
Terrible comp. C-Cat just picked the Buccaneers to win the NFC South, and he made a Mike Evans to Steve Smith comp. I'm not sure which pick was worse. You let me know. 888-760-3776.
You thought they were over the hill a long time ago. Steve Smith had a rejuvenation of his career after he left Carolina.
Jalen just said, I'm older than Mike Evans, which might be right, and also don't point that out anymore. Freaking stop. I'm not that old. I'm getting there. I'm not that old. All right, let's go to the NFC West before I start getting all introspective and sad at my washed days right in front of me. The NFC West, the 49ers are the favorites at -195. The next team on that list is the team I'm going with, the Los Angeles Rams, +325 to win this division. This is going to be a Super Bowl hangover year for the Niners. This Niners offseason was all about me, not about team, not about we. McCaffrey, well, he got his deal, so he's good. But you look at Brandon Ayuk, waiting all the way up until the finish line, missed all of camp because he didn't get his deal. He finally got paid. Trent Williams the same. Trent Williams the exact same thing. And then if you're a Niners fan right now and you recall what happened the last time you lost to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, you'll remember you finished 4th in the NFC West that next year. Sure, Kyle Shanahan might learn from his mistakes, right? He's going to reconcile some things that he didn't do right following that first time losing the Super Bowl, but it won't be enough to surpass what a healthy Matt Stafford and Sean McVay are going to be able to do. You're losing a lot by losing a Hall of Famer and Aaron Donald up front, but hey, they got Jared Verse. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, the dude was undefeated in the regular season last year. Look at what Florida State looks like without Jared Verse.
Fair enough.
Give me the Rams, +325 to win the NFC West.
As tempting as the Rams are, and I've been a 49ers hater for a long time now, I'm not going to be wrong again about the 49ers. I've been wrong every turn with Brock Purdy. I'll at least concede that they will win the division, and then I'll start hating come playoff time. Niners going to win the division for me.
Another thing about the Niners I'll say is they had a relatively healthy year, and the Niners are kind of known for having those random injuries pop up left and right between the Debos and the Kittles and Nick Bosa. Like, it can get a little shifty for the Niners this year. I think the Super Bowl hangover does happen. Let's move on to the NFC East, a division where we already had Jupiter Joe call in, and he's out on his own. Dallas Cowboys. Jupiter Joe, longtime Dallas Cowboys fan, Dallas native. He says, I don't believe. I'm a non-believer. The NFC East, isn't there like a streak of like 4 or 5 years where the first place team is not repeated?
4 or 5 years. We're going back to 2004. The last time the NFC East has a repeat champion when the Eagles did it 3 years in a row.
So the Cowboys won the NFC East last year with 12 wins because that's what the Cowboys do under Mike McCarthy. They just print out 12 wins. The Eagles are the favorites this year at -125, likely because of history being a thing and also because, well, the Cowboys, right? Like, they've been struggling to pay their guys this offseason as well. But when I look at this division, I look at these two teams, one of them is the model of consistency, which is weird to say about the Cowboys, but they are consistent. Really good in the regular season, and then they, fall out in the playoffs. The other one, they've got turmoil. They've got a head coach that's fiery and volatile, and he's very inconsistent. He's not a head coach that – what does Nick Sirianni bring to the table for the Eagles?
He brings the Philly scumbag nature. That's really it.
Nice.
He just is one of them.
Well, you know what that gets you?
What?
Second place in the NFC East. Give me the Dallas Cowboys at +160 to win the NFC East. Give me Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb hooking up, likely for 2,000-plus yards on CeeDee Lamb's behalf. And I do think that Micah Parsons, in his contract year, technically, is going to have something to prove. That's a guy that's going to be contending for that Defensive Player of the Year. That's a guy that's going to want that price tag to go up alongside of Dak Prescott's next offseason. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys, despite Jupiter Joe's pessimism. And I think Jupiter Joe, he might be playing a trick on us right here, right? He's doing the Costanza. He's like, okay, I've been saying it's the Cowboys' year every single year, and they lose, so now he's out on them, and so they win, and I'm reading the tea leaves, and I have the Cowboys winning the NFC East, also snapping that streak. C-Cat, what say you?
You did a great job talking about how the Dolphins will be the team that proves everybody wrong this year, specifically Tua, to prove everybody wrong this year.
Thank you.
And all of the PR on the Dallas Cowboys has been negative. So what's Jerry doing? I mean, kicking around the can around the corner, waiting to sign Dak. It's ugly. There's nothing good coming out of Dallas right now. And that is my team that will shock everybody, because I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are just going to win this division. I think they're going to make some noise after the regular season closes.
Wait. You were even trepidatious saying that. I saw you gear up for it. You got right there at the end of the...
I was saving up my... We got more things to say.
Okay,
That's what I was doing.
That's what that was.
I'm confident in what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong.
I thought you were nervous.
I hesitated to say it right now.
Okay, we'll get to that then. So there it is. Those are our divisional winners for the NFC. And you're right. It's time to do it. It's time for us to pick the team that's going to come out of the NFC and represent that conference. And I'm sorry, I got to go chalk. I got to go chalk because I really believe it, not because it's what everybody else believes. I've got the Lions and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I've got the Lions and the Chiefs facing off in New Orleans for the Lombardi Trophy. And I do have the Kansas City Chiefs completing the three-peat. Jared Goff, as good as you are, we've seen what happens when Patrick Mahomes goes up against the likes of a Jared Goff in the Super Bowl. It don't end pretty for them. Brock Purdy. It don't end pretty for them. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs three-peating over the Lions in New Orleans. What you got, C-Cat?
It's tough. Extremely tough. But it's not that hard. I'm going to stick to my guns. The Dallas Cowboys are going to lose to the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, wow.
The Chicago Bears are going to make the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be the Chicago Bears versus the Buffalo Bills. A battle of the two cold weather cities that have gone through some tough times. You know, the Bears, they were in the playoffs recently. They've made a little bit of, ripple effect in their conference. They made their fans happy a little bit, but not with the quarterback. That's the thing. Mitch Trubisky was never the long-term plan.
No.
They didn't sign him to a second contract for a reason. They've got their quarterback. They've got the buy-in. The city has great vibes for a reason. Nothing but positivity, and I thrive on positivity when it comes to NFL football teams. Bills win the AFC. Bears win the NFC. And your Super Bowl champion? Did you give yours?
Yeah, Chiefs. Yeah. The one that's going to win it. That they've won it the past 2 years. So, yeah, three-peat, Chiefs. Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes. Who you going with?
It's not the Bears. It's the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
The Buffalo Bills are going to win the Super Bowl in 2024, believe it or not.
You've said both now. You did. I don't know if it was like Freudian, if you slipped up, but when we go back and clip this, you said both. You said the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl, I believe.
No, they're going to make the Super Bowl.
Okay, so the Bears will make it and they'll lose to the Bills. Right now, the Bills plus 1,400 to win the Super Bowl. The Bears are plus... Well, I didn't get to the NFC. What are the Bears to win the NFC right now?
I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess their odds to win the Super Bowl. The Chicago Bears?
Yeah.
Plus 2,800. That's
close,
what I would guess.
Close. Plus 3,000. Now, their odds to win the NFC, which is what you have them doing, plus 1,500.
Not too bad. You want to look at the review? So your division winners.
Yes.
In the AFC, you have the Jets, the Ravens, the Texans, the Chiefs. In the NFC, Theo has the Lions, the Falcons, the Rams, the Cowboys to win their divisions.
Yep.
Theo has the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Over the Lions.
Over the Lions, excuse me. For me, I've got the Bills, Ravens, Colts, Chiefs in the AFC. Bills going to win that conference. In the NFC, Bears, Bucks, Niners, Cowboys. Bears to win the NFC, Bills to win the Super Bowl.
I think the NFL viewing public would benefit from a Bears-Bills Super Bowl. It would be nice to get some new injection of new faces on that stage. It will be a fun Super Bowl for sure. Absolutely don't see that happening. The Bears are more likely to make it to the Super Bowl than the Bills are. And I can guarantee, in the words of Charles Barkley, that. We got to get to our picks. We got to get to our picks on the other side here. But the reason why we're giving all of these playoff pontifications and NFL predictions is because it is the day that the Lord has made. It's also the day that the NFL season kicks off. Thursday Night Football, we've got the Chicago Bears. Excuse me, you got Bears all over my brain. You got the Ravens and the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football, and C-Cat and I are going to enjoy that at the Duffy's in Delray Beach because it's the one place you can go. I know tonight there's only one show, but throughout football season, a lot of times there's a bunch of games going on, and Duffy's has 80 or more televisions in every single location here in South Florida. They also have the 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day, and I stress to you, The 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day literally means that. From the open to the close, 2-for-1 drinks, cocktails, anyone that you want or like, order it, even a beer, even a brewski. Award-winning burgers, award-winning wings, the jumbo wings as well. Tap in Duffy'sMVP.com. That's how you can become an MVP, a reward members like me, and you can be a winner. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Before we go to the other side, C-Cat, we do have to pick an MVP. We do have to pick an MVP before we get to the other side. So give me your MVP pick first. I think I'm going to shock you a little bit with mine. And then on the other side, we give our punchline picks.
I'll save the drama. I picked the Bills to win their division, Bills to win their conference, Bills to win the Super Bowl, so I'm going Josh Allen.
I'm going Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff
really
getting the 1 seed in the NFC and the narrative behind Jared Goff that year, because he has all those dome games, I don't think we have as many stinkers. And I hate to feel so chalk because I was going to go Mahomes because I think that offense takes a leap and he has another year where he nears 50 touchdowns. Jared Goff is going to win the MVP this year. And I think the reason Mahomes won't is because that defense is so elite, he won't have to run it up as much, whereas Goff is still going to have to throw that thing up and down the field, get in some dome war. So give me Jared Goff as the MVP. We'll have to check the odds on the other side. We're also giving our punchline picks, Show Wars, theoretically speaking, versus Russo and Rizzo. We'll give our debut of our punchline picks, 6 picks against the spread for the football weekend. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen with great news. It's officially football season on ESPN 106.3. Coming up next, it's the NFL 2024 season kickoff. The Ravens and the Chiefs. Tonight, pregame starts at 7:30. ESPN 106.3 is your official home for football.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at PNC.com.
Attention Canes fans, the countdown is over. Football is back, and your Hurricanes are ready to storm the field for an unforgettable season. This year's roster boasts fresh, dynamic talent. Experience every spine-tingling touchdown, heart-stopping play, and thrilling victory firsthand. Grab your season tickets now to secure your spot at Hard Rock Stadium. Visit MiamiHurricanes.com and lock in your seat before they're gone. Single game tickets are also available. Don't miss out. See you at the game, and go Canes.
A great fantasy football season starts with a great fantasy football draft party. So get your season started at Duffy's. Enjoy private party spaces, over 80 TVs at every location, free Wi-Fi, award-winning burgers and jumbo wings, and 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to book your party. And if you're drafting from the home turf, Duffy's has you covered. Be the MVP of your draft party and order your party platters at Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
As Floridians, we know storms are a part of life, and hurricane season is here. That's why it's so important to be prepared. At FPL, we're working every day year-round to get ready for storm season. And we want to make sure you're ready too. So develop a plan, stock up on supplies, and secure your home before severe weather hits. Visit fpl.com/storm for a storm guide and download our mobile app to get real-time updates. FPL, working for you every single day.
ESPN 1063 is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
They can help you if you're in an accident, but your fantasy draft, not so much.
Looking for a stress-free move in Florida? Choose Safebound Moving and Storage. We're your trusted local experts offering reliable, efficient, and secure moving and storage solutions. Whether you're moving across town, across the country, or simply need a safe place for your belongings, our team is here to make your transition smooth and worry-free. Safebound Moving and Storage, where your move is our priority. Call us today for a free quote and experience moving made easy. You're safe with Safebound.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Come out and meet Miami Dolphins superstars Zach Thomas and Tyreek Hill, and also me, Josh Cohen, for the grand reopening at Dunkin' Donuts, North Lake Boulevard at the Shops in Ibis, Saturday, September 14th, 11 a.m. to 1 p. Free coffee for a year for the first 80 people in line at 11 a.m. It's a family-friendly event, including face painting, balloon animals, tons of giveaways with our ESPN West Palm Street team, and pictures of the Dolphin stars will be provided for autographs while supplies last. That's Saturday, September 14th, Dunkin' Donuts, the Shops at Ibis.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
There it is as we round out the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. Again, our first week in this new time slot, 2 to 4, leading into Russo and Rizzo. Also, our 100th episode of Theoretically Speaking. C-Cat and I started this thing back in April, and we've been kicking ever since. Matter of fact, back when we started this thing, there was a lot of uncertainty around whether or not CeeDee Lamb, would get his deal with the Cowboys. Matter of fact, I mean, there was uncertainty about Dak Prescott. We didn't know what the heck was going on with the 49ers post the Super Bowl. They had lost their offensive coordinator. A lot of things were up in the air back in April. A lot more certainty now, and that helps us as we're about to pick against the spread. We're going to debut the new segment, Punchline Picks. Punchline Picks. The way that we describe this is pretty easy. 6 games against the spread. Theoretically speaking, myself, Theo Dorsey, and C-Cat, we have to agree on 6 games, and we put those head-to-head every single week against what our guys, Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo, are going to do next, coming up here, starting at 4 o'clock, Russo and Rizzo. They also pick 6 football games, college or pro, and the one caveat, C-Cat, is all about the keys. Tell them about the lock.
A lock is one of your 6 picks is worth 2 points.
Yes.
So if you win that one, you essentially won 2 picks.
I don't know how they're going to handle it on their show. We're starting off by giving me the keys and allowing me to pick one of my games as the lock, the one I feel most confident in, to give us a 2-pointer. And they can figure out how they want to, suss out which game they all are going to make the lock as well.
But once your lock loses, you pass the keys over, and I take them, and then vice versa.
And trust me, C-Cat, I'm in it to win it. I don't want to lose, so I'll be giving good locks for a while here, a couple of weeks in a row at least. And you do want to lose because of what the punishment is. We talked about it yesterday, but the punishment, the reason why we call it the Punchline Picks, stand-up comedy is on the line. The losing team has to do stand-up comedy, 2 individual sets. The winning team gets to write a couple of jokes for them off the top, make sure that they bomb, and then they have to finish the rest of their set. And they have to do that here in front of everybody at one of the local comedy places out here. So if you know a comedy place that will house us for this at the end of the football season,
lock in with us. Let us know, 888-760-3776, or hit us up on Twitter, ESPN West Palm. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is they'll ease the pain if you bomb on stage. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. The most important thing about these punchline picks, CCAT, is I want the people to get something that they can actually use for themselves. I want the people to at least get some tips from us about why these games we believe are going to go one way or the other. I want people to have some insight. So we'll deliver our 6 picks right here on the air. And how about on the other side, we let Mike Rizzo pull up and we'll tease him about how right we're going to be. How do we want to do this? We got some music. There we go. I mean, I can't raw the picks like that, man.
Yeah.
I need some undertone.
So we're going to start out where I'm going to come with 3 picks. You're going to come with 3 picks.
All right.
If we got to change strategy and think through the picks together, we'll do that. But this is our first attempt at it.
Our first try at it. We're going to go solo. We'll deliver the picks. We hope we go 6-0. CCAT, how about you start us off? You give us your 3 picks because it looks like you're the only one that picked the college football game.
I went with 2 college football games, as a matter of fact. The game of the week in college football, it's a big noon kickoff between Texas and Michigan at the Big House.
Wow.
Texas is going on the road, and they are 7.5-point favorites. Texas is going to be playing with the SEC for the first time this season, of course, and playing as an SEC football team in non-conference football play. You got a lot of weight on your shoulders because all the other Power 4 or Power 3, I guess the rest of them, are coming after you. Everyone wants to tear down the SEC. It just means more in the SEC. So I think the Longhorns are going to take that pressure and use it, and they're going to crush the defending national champion Michigan Wolverines. Give me the Texas Longhorns minus 7.5, a massive quarterback discrepancy there. That's my first pick in our punchline picks.
I can rock with that because what you just said, the quarterback discrepancy. Quinn Ewers looked good. He looked way better than I thought he would be.
One other pick, I'm also going with the conference thing. We have a brand new top dog in the Big 12. Coming over from the Pac-12, the Utah Utes. I am a Kyle Whittingham believer. The Utah Utes have their first Big 12 game this weekend against Baylor. And the Utah Utes are 15-point favorites. They're not going to cover. They're going to cover by about 23 points. Utah is going to blow out Baylor over the weekend. Give me the Utah Utes my second punchline pick. And my third, we go to the NFL. I saw a crazy stat the other day, Theo.
What you got?
A stat that made me think there is no way in hell that this stat could be real. And I said, if this stat is real, then I am definitely going to bet on this game. Turns out to be real. Fact checked it. Did you know that since 2005, first overall picks that are a quarterback and they start game 1 of the same year, they are 0-14-1 since 2005.
Against the spread?
Against the spread.
Okay.
Titans plus 4.5. The Titans are going to beat my Super Bowl, not the winner, but the team's going to win the NFC pick, Bears. Give me the Titans plus 4.5. That's my only NFL pick.
So you got the Titans to cover at 4.5. One quick thing can I say about that before we submit it? I'm cool with submitting it. Caleb Williams is an atypical number 1 overall pick because the Bears didn't own the pick.
All right.
I'm just saying.
All right.
This just makes you second think it. So
It does. I'm not going to back down. I've already said the pick out loud. What do we to say? Oh, never mind.
Not too late. That's the purpose of this segment is for us to talk through our picks. I thought. Are they in stone once you say it?
Well, I thought our first
you're right.
strategy
You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I undermined you on day 1.
It's a bad start.
This is a terrible way for us to get underway for our punchline picks. And now I'm the butt of the joke. How about I get my 3 picks then, since I know so much? I'm sticking all with the NFL because I'm feeling the NFL vibes right now. Plus, week 1 is the easiest week to kind of get over on the bookmakers.
No, it's not.
It is.
You don't know anything about these teams.
They don't either. Let's go to New York. Well, not necessarily. Let's go to the Jets, though. And the Jets are 4.5-point dogs against the 49ers. The Jets, a lot to prove. The Niners coming off a Super Bowl loss. The Niners, a lot of team of me guys, a lot of guys fighting for contracts, barely got any practice in. I'm going with the team that has more rhythm right now and has a quarterback with a lot to prove, who has some nightmares to shake off from last year's Monday Night Football. Give me the Jets plus 4.5 against the Super Bowl hangover-ready 49ers. My next pick I actually waffled on, which I don't think is a good idea. I think it's terrible that I waffled on this pick. But the Browns are 2.5-point favorites against the Cowboys. Same premise as the Jets. I look at CeeDee Lamb, who's only been practicing for about a week now. I look at the Dallas Cowboys in general, who, as good as I believe they can be this year, going up against that defense with so few options on offense. You got CeeDee Lamb, who they say is going to be on the pitch count. You got Jake Ferguson as your next option. That Browns defense at home, they allowed less than 2 touchdowns a game last year. 13.9 points per game they allowed at home. So all I'm really banking on, because they brought most of their guys back, is the Browns offense being able to get more than 14 points. I think they can do that. I think they can squeeze out more than 14 points at home, and I think they do it with at least 17 or 20. The Browns are going to cover as 2.5-point favorites over the Cowboys at home. And then I got the game tonight, Thursday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium. My Chiefs, your Ravens. Of course I got the Chiefs winning that game. You don't ever bet against Patrick Mahomes. You never, ever put your money up against Patrick Mahomes, especially not in the debut segment. But I do think the Ravens can cover this one. The spread is 3. Give us the Ravens plus 3 against the Chiefs tonight on the road. Derrick Henry is a problem. He's been a monster against the Chiefs. In 6 games against the Chiefs, he's averaging like $122 per game. I believe 8 touchdowns. The dude is a wrecking shop. And the Chiefs undervalue the regular season. John Harbaugh, by the way, against the spread in week 1 with the Ravens, 8-1 over the last 9 years. He's really good in week 1. He has his teams ready week 1. The Chiefs, we just saw them lose to the Lions last year week 1. Give me the Ravens to cover, the Chiefs to win tonight at Arrowhead Stadium on Thursday Night Football. But our lock, I'm not going with that for the lock.
Why?
It's too emotional for me, man. I can't have rooting interest and a double whammy on my team. It's kind of like I would be weird. I would be a mess tonight at Duff.
Will this stat change your mind? Lamar Jackson, 13-1 against the spread as a dog in his career as a starter. 10 outright wins as the dog. It's the best cover percentage as an underdog by any quarterback since the merger in 1970. People, I don't want to tell you how to spend your money, but if you're placing money on football games tonight, do it on the Baltimore Ravens.
Do we have a lock sound effect? It feels sacrilegious. Don't kick me out of Chiefs Kingdom, but I'll make the Ravens my lock. Plus 3 tonight on Thursday Night Football. The Ravens will cover. This game means more to them. They've got demons.
Good man.
They've got the chip on their shoulder, the monkey on their back. Lamar Jackson's got something to prove as well, man. Give me the Ravens plus 3. That's our lock. Those are our punchline picks. On the other side, we'll welcome in our guy, Mike Rizzo from Russo and Rizzo, which kicks off at 4. He's going to probably try to dissect some of that, plus give a little Thursday Night Football preview with us. The greatest outdoor party, though, because tonight will be a party at Duffy's, but the greatest outdoor party annually in Boca Raton is the Boca Raton Bowl. But you ain't got to wait for the game to get your jig on. Pull up on us, actually, at the annual Boca Raton Bowl's ABC Supply Great Chefs Tailgate Showcase presented by Boca Raton Innovation Campus and CP Group. What's that, Theo? I'll tell you right now. It heats up on Tuesday, October 15th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. It'll be me and all of our people at Brick in Boca Raton as dozens of local chefs, breweries, cocktail masters, and all of the sorts serve their favorite tailgate classics. You got tickets on sale right now. It includes all food samplings, entertainment, beer, wine, cocktails, and soft drinks. Visit spiritofgiving.org/events. spiritofgiving.org/events to purchase your tickets today. And I will tell you right now that buffet of food and all those cocktails are always amazing and great at the Great Chef's Tailgate. It makes sense. On the other side, we got my boy Mike Rizzo pulling up, the Ohio State Buckeyes fan. C-Cat, I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's time to put your fins up. The Miami Dolphins play right here on ESPN 106.3, presented by PNC Bank. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. And brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Rapids Water Park. Mega thrills. Mega fun. And new Mega Mayhem. Now open. The first dueling water coaster in Florida. Save 45% on a gold season pass and get free parking all season long. Only at South Florida's Mega Thrill capital, Rapids Water Park. It's Mega 2024.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
You know, when I woke up this morning, you want to know what temperature my house was on, C-Cat?
69.
About 68, 69. What's up?
Let me guess.
Yeah.
67.
No, not 67. That's too cool. That's
really?
too cool.
I'm 65 when I sleep.
65, you are a psycho. But you could do that. You know what? You can do any temperature you want, whatever you want to set it to when you have the reliability of having your air conditioning unit, no matter who put it in, serviced by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. But might I suggest you actually have them come and take a look at your air conditioning unit and see if you might need a new one? I did at the top of the summer, and they put that bad boy in. They are a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. And EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing hooked me up the right way. I have been feeling good and breezy ever since. EDSIsYes.com. EDSIsYes.com. That's where you need to go. Sign up. Get you an appointment right around your schedule. Maybe you need your air quality checked out to see if you have good indoor air quality. Maybe you need to get your air conditioning unit serviced. EDSIsYes.com. That's the website. Lock in with the good people. They've been doing it since 2006 here in Palm Beach County. All right, Mike Rizzo.
Theo,
you're up against it,
brother. Congrats on the 100th show.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, but
congrats,
before we start, taking the gloves off and getting after it with the punchline picks, I appreciate you. 100 shows, and you were a part of that when you covered for me back when I was in Minneapolis with family. So I appreciate you being part of the journey,
dude. Anything you need, always got your back.
Mike Rizzo making his weekday debut on Theoretically Speaking is great. It is serendipitous that you'll be here right here with us today for the 100th episode. C-Cat still teasing me. Because though C-Cat has missed like 10 Theoretically Speaking shows, that was the only one I actually missed.
Mr. 99.
How about that, man?
That's Theo Dorsey. Until tomorrow.
Like I said, Theo, man, anything you need, my man, I'm here for it.
My dog, Mike Rizzo, what I really need you to do is to lose these punchline picks. Let me give you what we came up with here. I'll just give them to you right quick and fast. I have your Browns covering against the Cowboys at -2.5. I also have the Ravens tonight at +3 as our lock. I'm a Chiefs fan, but I like what they're cooking up there.
+3, all right.
And the Jets +4.5. C-Cat?
Yeah, I'm going with Texas at Michigan, -7.5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They got to defend the shield of the SEC. We're going to go back to the NFL. The Titans +4.5. Record of teams that draft a quarterback number 1 overall in their week 1 game. They lose those games more often than not. In fact, they've never actually won one of those games since 2005. And back to college football, the Utah Utes -15 against Baylor.
Guys, I don't think we have a single game that you guys picked.
That's good.
All right.
That's perfect.
Yeah, give it to me again. I want to make sure.
We got the Ravens, the Browns, and the Jets.
Ravens, Browns, Jets, none of that.
We got UT, the Titans, and the Utes of Utah.
You taking the Titans?
Yeah.
Against the Bears?
He's doing
Brother,
that.
Calomania, what are you doing?
He also literally just 30 minutes ago profoundly said that Chicago Bears are not only going to win the NFC North, but also they're going to win the NFC and make it to the Super Bowl.
I mean, 3.5. I look at that spread and I go, all right, who's going to win the game? That's what I look at that spread and say. No names, please, no spoilers, but we might have that game on there. We might be going a different direction.
Okay.
So,
all right.
we might be
is he doing a tease right now? Russo and Rizzo?
We might be going a different direction.
You can't miss Russo and Rizzo coming up after us from 4 to 6. It's a can't-miss show. I've heard all about it.
Yeah, well, you'll be there for it.
C-Cat's on it. What do you mean?
C-Cat literally can't miss it because he works.
He's our producer. He does say, listen, I know the running secret is that C-Cat wants nothing to do with the show.
Yeah. No, it's not a secret.
But it's okay.
It's not a secret. He yells it from the mountaintops.
I borrow him.
I can show you a text right here. He says, I hate their show.
I borrow him for the 5 at 5, and I go to him in hour number 2. But, other than that, I know, man. I know to stay away, C-Cat.
Kind of give a side eye, like you're talking to me?
I know to stay away.
The thing is, that's because it's war now. And C-Cat's not a guy that's friendly through war. This punchline picks that we're doing, we got stand-up comedy on the line. C-Cat, as much as he wants to actually do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, he's throwing it. I heard he's throwing the competition.
Yeah, we're picking against the spread. Somehow he's going to find a way to make sure that we lose. But also, he's still a competitive dude. I mean, look at him. He's wearing a Justin Tucker jersey.
Where's your Lamar jersey? A kicker.
My Lamar jersey was purchased from China because I won my fantasy league last year, and it never arrived.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't. The NFL's got enough of my money.
Theo, purchased from China.
He's outsourcing his jersey purchases?
Yeah, one time I bought this jersey, actually, the Justin Tucker jersy. It came with 2 bonus jerseys. I didn't even ask for it.
Wow.
Honestly, God.
Send me that website, by the way.
Quickly on tonight's game. We didn't pick it, by the way, so
okay,
I'm okay talking about it. I like the Chiefs just because, remember last year when they won the Super Bowl in the offseason, Mahomes was like, I didn't like how we won.
Yeah.
Because the defense kind of carried them, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think Kansas City covers because of that. I think Mahomes and that offense has something to prove. Theo, I like the under, too.
Yeah,
I love
the under.
I think this is going to be one of those games one of those classic opening games where it's flirting with going over the entire game but doesn't quite get there. If I were a gambling man, if I were going on Hard Rock and gambling, I'd probably go Chiefs -3 in the under tonight.
I love the under as well on that one. The Chiefs and the Ravens, the top 2 scoring defenses last year. People sleep on that fact. Plus, Chiefs didn't even score in that second half against the Ravens, and they didn't need to in the AFC Championship game because of that elite defense. Mike Rizzo, appreciate you pulling up on us.
Thank you. Congrats on 100.
Thank you. And congrats on number 3 for Russo and Rizzo. That's next here on ESPN 106.3. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy